God you answered. It's been a day.
Mom.
And, no one napped.
Hello, welcome back. I'm Macy.
I'm Lexi.
And I'm Michaela.
And this is
No One Napped.
Our second ever episode. Back in front of the mics, ready to pick back up where we left off.
Ask us how long you think it's been since we filmed last. Any guesses?
One day.
1 day.
24 hours.
That's good, though. We're keeping our momentum. We're getting in the groove. As Lexi said, there are some growing pains, and that we're going to overcome them.
And if we don't bulk film, this will never come to fruition. So we're doing as many as possible now.
Of being mothers, trying to add a new anything to the rotation.
Absolutely.
So get out your planners.
We'll be here. We'll be here till Christmas.
There is a stark difference with today's recording and yesterday's. Was it yesterday? Mm-hmm. Oh my gosh. It's a weekday, which with kids means 1,000 things are different. Mm-hmm. So I feel like that energy, we might be a little bit more chaotic today. Even though it's one day later, we might just feel a little different than we did. It's also later in the day.
It is.
Yeah, it's also evening.
We've all been up for so long. So this should be fun.
How has the week been so far? It's only Monday, but I think from the looks of all of us when we met, Little Caesars pizza in hand, half a bottle of wine ready to be open, it's already been a week.
Right. Yeah. It's this Monday has been the most Monday of all Mondays. I was already sharing this with you guys, but I lost the pants that I'd planned to wear. It's one of those situations where laundry's done, everything's put away, can't find the pants that I intended to wear today, literally have no idea where even they might be. So a little pivot there. We already know mornings are crazy for me. But then I lost my garage door opener. My baby needed milk and I didn't have it in the car. And then I almost ran into my car because I thought it was in park. It was really in drive. Did I say my car? I almost ran into my house with my car looking for my garage door opener. And then my phone didn't charge last night. So I lived 800 lifetimes in 30 minutes this morning. So it definitely Monday.
I've actually had a pretty good Monday. Nothing major.
That's good. My baby slept last night. My owlet, he did wake up a few times, but not enough for the owlet to acknowledge it as awake. So it said 0 wakes. That's very rare around here. So I'm calling it a win.
We don't
It's
even
because
get
of the
0 wakes
podcast.
up in here.
Yeah, it's because of the podcast. He wanted me to get on here and talk about what a stellar boy he is.
Yeah.
So that's what I'm doing.
He's a good boy.
He said no one napped except me.
No one napped. I'll try napping
He
today.
did skip his afternoon nap today to keep the name authentic. I've thought about the fact that if this becomes wildly successful, and it will, and our kids are all 14, then what? Then we evolve.
And we napped.
No one
And now we
studied
get
for
to
their
nap.
driving test.
Finally, we've napped.
And finally, the mom's nap.
But then they'll be going out. So it's will we sleep?
Yeah,
Where are they at?
We'll turn it into that.
No
What's it
one got
called?
to go to bed because we were waiting on our kids to come home.
We're doing this while we're all waiting for them.
And everyone's grounded is what it'll be called.
Everyone's grounded. It's kind of cute.
Everyone's grounded.
Okay, no one take that. We're trademarking it.
Yes.
Trademark
We're
now.
saving the Instagram now.
Yes.
When we're 40 and nobody's doing podcasts anymore, we'll still have it. No worries. No worries.
Right. The podcast will be all in our brains.
We'll be everyone's
Yeah,
grounded.
we'll stream straight into everybody's chat bots that are implanted in their brain.
No worries. The microchips are coming.
Yeah.
My voice being implanted in anyone's brain would be hell on earth for them.
Specifically for others.
Yeah.
Okay, so I thought we would start with some funny kid stories from the past week. Lexi.
All right. Well, currently it is getting closer to Veterans Day. It's actually tomorrow. So my kids are in school. One's in pre-K, one's in 4th grade. They're learning about veterans and what it means to be a veteran. And my pre-K one came home saying... Augie, yes.
We
He
got to
does have a
refer to him by
name.
name so we
I
can
know,
learn
they
them.
have to learn them.
Yeah.
August came home from pre-K and said that he learned that soldiers are scary and that they scare him and they scare all of his pre-K friends, and that his sister, who, mind you, is 9 years old, Violet, is also a soldier because she likes to scare him. So that's how he's correlated those two. I'm not sure which and how he learned that soldiers are scary, how we came to that conclusion.
I know.
At
Did they
school.
show them videos or something? I wonder.
But we came to that conclusion, and now my 9-year-old is fighting on the front lines. So
I was going to say Violet's been drafted. Congratulations, Violet.
She'll do well.
She will, honestly.
College paid for.
Honestly, put her in, though. She could do some good.
A weight lifted off my shoulders.
Yeah.
She'll
To be
design the
honest,
outfits.
Yeah. Whenever you're like 18 and someone is like, hey, you can get free college, by the way. I was so silly. I gave my phone number to so many recruiters. I got like calls about being recruited
This
into
is a
the
unique
reserves.
experience.
No, I did. And
I did not do this.
well, and no tea, no shade if you went into the army or the military. Thank you for your service. But I am not.
This is our veterans episode.
Yeah. I am not that kind of a person. They don't want me. Believe me. And so
Yeah.
the amount of recruiters that had to answer my phone and me be like, I misheard. I thought this was a different kind of scholarship. You don't want me.
We thought we were doing a free college giveaway.
Yeah.
You're like,
Not
I
in
was signing up
exchange
to
for
do
me.
those pull-ups.
Yes.
I thought that's what we were doing, and I was prepared for it.
Turns out you only get a t-shirt when you do that.
Yeah.
Not college.
Me couldn't do a single pull up. I've never done a pull up in my
day
life.
in
I
your
never
life.
will.
Not in high school, not now. There's not a moment I even thought I could do a pull-up.
I will sooner wear pull ups than I'll do one.
Yeah, for sure. When Macy and I were in high school, we were doing a couple bouts of concurrent enrollment, which, if you don't know, is like college prep or college like classes that count towards your transcript, but you can take them in high school and they're free. So we did that all the time. However, with these college classes came a free gym membership that we would actually go work out together.
We did well. My only memory of that.
We were getting ready for prom, mind you. And this was all very closely backed to the fact that we thought at 125 pounds, we needed to lose more weight. So none of this is healthy and I wouldn't recommend it. But that is the one time in my life I've been consecutively in the gym is senior year of high school.
My only
your free
memory,
membership.
not my only memory, but for some reason, one of my most distinct memories is driving from your house to the gym together in our workout clothes, blaring Electric Love, which is such a sign of the time.
That was
Isn't
such a moment.
2016, for sure.
Talk about pumping yourself up.
In like Victoria's Secret yoga pants and God knows what shoes. I can't even imagine.
Similar energy to the TikTok I recently saw that was me in the car at 7 a.m. before high school blaring this, and it was that like, I'm gonna ride, I'm gonna
By
ride. I'm
Somo?
like, hello?
Literally?
I knew the exact
What
what you
were
were
all
saying.
of us doing?
That, yes. And
Literally.
the weekend at like 7 a.m., no chance for a good day.
Insane that people go into high school at 7:30 and like actually get into fist fights as well is crazy.
High school
Yeah,
kids
we
these
watched a
days,
few being filmed.
they dress the way you might assume they're all casual because you're there all day. You get there at the crack of dawn. Not us, honey. We had a full beat and a full fit.
And athleisure wasn't cute. Like wearing sweats or leggings was like okay once or twice a week, I would say.
Or you'd be like, are you sick?
yeah,
Or
but like
are you
for the
playing
most part,
softball today?
I mean, I say
lunch?
that we were definitely in our Nike shorts with our oversized t-shirts
Yes.
consistently, but it wasn't cute athleisure like a matching set with a little zip up. No, it was like I either looked like I had actually rolled out of bed, Macy with her very infamous messy bun
Yes.
24/7.
Riding boots, leggings, but didn't show anything. Oversized smock, double wrapped scarf. So
Yes.
many layers.
Yes.
The
Hair up.
combat
Yes.
boot phenomenon. Like they should have seen us signing up to be recruited.
Yes.
That's
They
why I
should've
got
seen it
all
coming.
this.
Honestly, full circle. And that's why you signed up to be in the army. It's because you loved combat boots.
Exactly.
So chic.
Yeah.
I don't know how we made it here, but
I'm glad we did.
What is your funny story?
So yesterday on the last episode, we called Indy, my 4-year-old, and we had her recite her weekly nursery rhyme. So she's also in pre-K. And one of the stipulations to pre-K apparently is that you have to memorize a nursery rhyme a week. So we've been all across the board, like ABC's super easy. She's got that one down pat. Little Boy Blue, she's had to learn, which is so long and so like the words in it are like not words 4-year-olds use. So it's really crazy to me that she had to learn it, but she did. She's great. Yesterday she recited Humpty Dumpty for you all, but my husband and I are children at heart, and we constantly like repeat TikTok audios like just throughout the home, like it's a vocal stem, you know. And sorry, one we always say is pee pee poo poo, and we always say that, and that honestly might be a Vine reference. I don't even know if it's.
I don't know the reference.
Yeah,
No. It's a phenomenon.
No, okay. Do you know what I'm talking about?
Yes.
Though? Okay, thank God. I'm like, But anyways, Indy's been saying it. Indy loves pee pee poo poo check. She thinks it's hilarious. But we were all like laying down the other night, and she was repeating pee pee poo poo check, and then she looks over and she goes, "Maybe that will be my next rhyme."
Oh.
I was like, it's not going to be. But
You should submit it to her teacher.
But I love it. I was like, yeah, you should tell your teacher that and see what happens.
She's gonna love that.
She's gonna be
if you
so
teach
excited
all of
about
your
it.
4-year-old friends pee poo poo poo.
So pee pee poo poo check. I'm sure they love potty language up in the schools. So that was my funny Indy moment. It was hilarious in the moment, and now she keeps saying it, and we're like, but it was really only funny just because we didn't know what you were gonna say, and then you said that, and that's why it's funny.
That's the funniest thing about kids is like once you laugh at something, they like just
all
they're go for
the
it.
time.
0 to 100.
Can't stop. They're like when you do something fun with them, like you like lift them up. Okay, get ready to do it 800 more times because they won't stop. They're like again.
And you're like, please, I haven't worked out in years.
Yeah, you're like,
I can't
I'm
do this.
So tired.
Let me play Electric Love, get myself pumped up,
Yeah.
and then we can toss you one more time.
Yeah.
Jesse's at the age where I can finally get him really belly laughing, but if he's cracking up, it's because he's like on the verge of tears. Like it goes from like, yay, my sweet laughing baby to like, do you know you have 30 minutes? More like 30 seconds.
Yeah.
Like soon he will be very upset. This means he's delirious, overtired.
We need to go to bed.
Yeah, clock
Yeah.
is ticking, but very cute. Lots of videos.
Fun.
If you hear him in the background, this is no one napped after all.
We're doing our best. We didn't promise this would be a silent podcast. We do have children, so
Hopefully your kids are listening with you. They like the how would you say that? Curse words.
expletives,
Expletives.
right?
They like the
Maybe
expletives.
we all should have been recruited.
Pardon? Is it expletives?
I think so.
Explicit is like
hopefully they like when I say shit.
And pee pee poo poo. You're
pee
welcome.
poo poo check. Specifically. If you have read the current episode title, you will know that we are talking about the big Are We Done talk, which is referring to being done having kids, trying to make the choice on if you're done, how many is too much, how many is just right for your family. And then to throw a wrench in the plan, we don't pick genders. We don't get to decide if we have boys or girls. So before having kids, it's like you have this idea in your head of the kids you're going to have, the genders they will be, those types of things. But when you actually start having kids, it's not that you're disappointed by it, but it's just more realistic of like, okay, I pictured myself having like boys, but all I get is girls. Like a constant, like, do we keep trying until we get the girl? Do we keep trying until we get the boy? Or does it really matter? So that's going to be our topic of conversation for today. And then I have a interesting article that I thought I'd share about the happiest family combinations, but I'll let us commentate on the main topic first, and then we can go into a couple more specifics. So
I suppose we should say, are we done ourselves? Like answer the question,
Right.
And then chat.
are we done?
I can say no because I have one, but to be honest, that's not as cut and dry as it might seem, because I really thought I was only going to have one kid for quite a long time, and then when I was pregnant and I was sick for the first 14 weeks, like very sick, puked every day, 5 times a day, I also said, Logan, you're only getting one child out of me. And then literally within moments of him being in the world and me seeing him, me and Logan both knew we weren't done. So I don't have a finite number, but I do know I'm not done at one. If I can choose, I'm not done at one.
Right.
It's so crazy how you just kind of forget like all of the horrible aspects of being pregnant.
Yes.
And then you have more, and it's like, oh, then you go through the newborn trenches, but then they get older and it's like, oh, none of that really matters.
And everyone always says that like you forget how like miserable and horrible you are, and none of it matters, and you want to have more. And they always said that before kids, and then you have kids and you're like, there's just no other way to explain it. Like, you really just don't care.
And like
yeah.
when people used to say that, especially about labor and delivery, if you have a vaginal birth, I thought, yeah, in a few weeks when you love your baby, you're cracking up at vaginal. When you love your
I
baby,
was cracking up at you pausing before
well,
vaginal, because I'm like, it's okay, you can
natural.
say it.
And then I'm
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
I had an epidural, so
Yeah.
I don't want that. But
We have no natural births sitting here.
Not a
If
single
that's what you
one.
consider natural,
Yes.
no naturals going on here.
But I thought, in a few weeks. No, I had a painful birth. Like, my epidural really didn't take, and literally still within 30 seconds, the euphoria was so strong that I knew I would do it again in a heartbeat.
Yeah.
Right.
Which is just, what a crazy mental thing to go through. Probably the hardest, most painful thing you've ever done in your life. And like within 30 minutes, you're like, I'll do it again.
And I know it's so much adrenaline right after, but I think I told you this before you had Jesse, that I was like, you're going to have him. And then for the next like 3 hours afterwards, you're going to be like, there is no one on this earth that is cooler than me.
Yes.
Like, I am amazing. I did this. Like, I joined the club. That's how it feels. Like, after you have a baby, you're like, okay, I did it. Like,
yeah.
Because
We're in this now.
prior to birthing your first child, cesarean, vaginal, however you birth your child, doesn't matter. Prior to doing that, it's always like this mountain of womanhood, right? Of like, you hear all of these stories about all of these moms who are giving birth, having babies. And you're like, I just don't know if I can handle it. Like,
And
it
it's
sounds so
scary
intense.
because the movies, there's people like sweating, crying, screaming, but then we all know someone who has like 8 kids.
Yeah.
So you're like,
Something's
people,
got to be
you
a
go
little
back.
off.
It's not
Yes.
so miserable that you don't go back.
Yeah.
It's so overwhelming to wrap your head around. This is what people use as the metric for the worst pain.
Yes.
Like, this feels as
Yeah.
bad as childbirth. But then people do it 100 times.
All the time.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
everyone does it.
Right.
Like, it is very daunting before you do it because no one can really describe it.
Right.
Right.
And
And you
you
like, you don't know what it's going to be like.
Right.
And everyone has a different
wonder-
experience.
Yeah. And you just wonder, like, can I handle it? Because especially if you have like a lower pain tolerance, you're like, I genuinely don't know if I can do it. Like, that's crazy. Like, as somebody who cries over like twisting my ankle, like cries over thinking I broke my pinky, like, I don't have a high pain tolerance. I was like, we'll see how this goes. And like, you could convince me to have a baby tomorrow. Like, and this isn't labor and delivery vlogs. Like, we can go into this on a different day, but just motherhood in general, like delivering babies, like, it's so intense and it's so serious when it's happening. And then right after, you're like, okay, we could do this again.
We got
no worries.
Yeah. Yeah. So that's where I'm at. Definitely would like to have another, maybe 2 more.
Yeah.
2 more. 3
Two
is
more
also,
shocking for you.
I know.
I really thought just one more, but maybe
Probably
just one more. Yeah.
But I'm not
Definitely
yes.
one,
2 more.
potentially 2.
I started young, so I feel like I have
Yeah.
the time to think
We
about
all-
2
we all
more if
did.
I wanted.
That's
We
what
all
I always
started.
say. Like, I have a good like decade of fertile years left. And
Yes.
so who knows what happens?
I always
Who knows
think
what
that.
could
I'm
happen.
like, I could have 3 more.
Yeah.
Like, not that I want to,
I've got
but
the time.
but truly, like, genetically, I could if I really wanted to.
I could build a whole football team. I won't.
Yeah.
Because that's not my number.
Yeah.
But I could.
So do you want more?
Yes. Probably just one more though.
Yeah.
I think 3 is like the
Same.
magic
Yeah.
number.
Yeah.
And then it's kind of like, okay, I'm done with that.
The thing about 2 is like, 2 is when you really have to choose, because I feel like there's a big gap between people who are having 2 babies and people who are having 3. And the question never really stops at people with 1 baby, because the assumption is always just that you'll have more. Like, it's more shocking to hear that you are done at 1. When you have 2, it's really like people asking you, okay, like, are you done? Like, is this it? Because a lot of people stop at 2, and that's normal.
Especially because I have a boy and a girl. Everyone's like, you got
Yeah.
your boy, you got your girl.
Perfect,
You're
yeah.
you can stop now. And it's like, but
Yes.
what if I didn't?
And in the opposite effect, 2 girls. So everyone's question is always, are you going to try for a boy? Which my answer is always, hell no. Not that I'm not going to try for another baby, but I would never specifically try for a boy, because I'm totally good being a girl mom. Like, that's my vibe, totally. But ew, don't ask me if I'm trying for boys.
Yeah, and just don't
We don't do
Don't
that.
set me up like I will be disappointed. I think a little, like, if you think it's going to go one way and it goes the other, it's fine to be like, oh, this is different than I thought. I'm feeling something about it. But I think this weird culture we've created of big disappointment, your feelings are valid, especially when you have pregnancy hormones going on, but like also gross. It's your kid.
Yeah, like stop being weird.
Yeah, stop being weird about as if there's a superior gender. We love our children and we know that it's luck of the draw.
And also it's 50-50. It's like truly like, I know it's like 49-51, like in reality or something, 49.5 or whatever. But like you knew getting pregnant that there was a 50-50 shot for you to have either most of the time, unless you're doing like IVF and you get to choose or something. Like
Or
the gender, like truly
multiple,
it's not up to you. Like you don't, not that I don't validate people's feelings when they're upset if they have multiples of one and they would really like another and they get another of the same. Totally get it. But especially if it's your first baby, if you are weirded out, if you're like upset about a gender, that's crazy.
Crazy.
Michaela has 2 already.
Yes.
She's on the cusp. So to make you answer right now is kind of a large question, but I guess we'll do it.
Well, here's the thing. If money wasn't an option, an obstacle in life, I think I'd have 4. I think I'd have 5. Like I love having kids. I love being pregnant. I love delivering. Labor and delivery is like top 10. Like my 2 favorite days in my whole life have been like delivering both my girls. But I think, yes, I think absolutely. My girls kind of have a bigger age gap, I guess, like 3-ish years. Pretty normal, but like it feels big. So I think that with this next baby, we'll wait the same amount because I love it. It's the best age gap like that I could have chosen. So I think I'd choose again to do that, which would be, 2 years away, a year and a half away from like being pregnant, and then 2 years away potentially from
Giving birth.
new baby.
Mm-hmm.
I wish I could know if I'm going to be sick again, because that very much determines how independent I need my current baby to be.
Right.
Like if I were to get pregnant tomorrow and if I puked as often and I needed to rest as often as I did with my pregnancy with Jesse, I would genuinely have to hire someone.
Yeah.
Like as a stay-at-home mom who's also trying to run a business, I was down bad and I could not take care of myself. So I'm like, I don't know what I would do if I had to take care of a 10-month-old. And obviously as moms, like you just do. I would just do it.
Yeah.
But there is so much footage on our cameras outside our house of me trying to walk to the car to literally go to pick up a grocery order and having to stop in the yard and sit and puke. Like I puked all day. I was so sick.
I will say that's probably, my kids are 5.5 years apart. And that was like a big thing. I was not sick at all with Violet. Not a single day of morning sickness. With August, I was so sick for the first like 10 weeks, like puking all day long, could not eat anything. Like I remember throwing up crackers. Like could not eat anything. And thank God Violet was in school most of the time. And also like, thank God she was old enough to like not, get into too much trouble. She's 5.5. She like knows right from wrong. But it was such a big blessing because I cannot imagine having a toddler and then also like needing to nap all day long and throw up all day long. So.
And when you are in the midst of the sickness, it's like nothing is worse than this moment right now. Like the other day I was recovering from having just the stomach bug, and we were we've kind of been going back and forth on like having babies. Like it's been the conversation because our youngest is like old enough that if we did get pregnant at any time, it wouldn't be like an oh shit baby. It'd be like okay, like maybe not our timing, but like it'll be fine. But I was literally in the droves of the stomach bug, like sick, nauseous all the time, puking. And I remember being like, I'm not having another baby right now because this is how it feels. I remember feeling this sick and feeling this horrible, and it's nausea is like the worst feeling, like the most defeating, most worthless, like lay me on the ground and like nobody touch me feeling. Yeah. That like being in the droves of like just having the stomach flu, I was like, yeah, I'm out on pregnancy for at least a while because it's so hard. It's the worst feeling.
I will say that if you're pregnant right now or you're thinking about it, if you are not feeling sick, I would take giving birth over those first 13 weeks 1,000 times. So if you're in that weird state where you're terrified of delivery, it's if you had a bad trimester before, I would say that's worse. Genuinely, like,
Yeah.
because it's so long.
Yeah.
It was literally, I mean, I guess it didn't start till week 6, but months of feeling worthless over like however long your delivery takes.
Yeah.
And it's like genuinely like there's nothing you can do to make that feeling go away.
Yeah.
But I do hope that like when you get pregnant again, like you have a better experience now, because I did my second baby, which I feel like I look to you to be like, right. But you had so much time in between your pregnancies that I feel like the comparison, like, plus you had a boy and a girl. So like, who knows if like recovery, postpartum, those types of things
Also,
are different.
Age. Like I was so young with the first one that it's like, I think that
Yes.
was just like,
Share with them how old you were.
I
We haven't
was
discussed it.
18 when Violet was born. And that was just like an easy way all around. Like no one knew I was pregnant until I was like 8 months pregnant. You couldn't tell
Also-
at all. I had no sickness.
You guys were close. Lexi and I were friends because we worked softball together, but we weren't like close yet. And when the rumor mill got word that Lexi was pregnant, I remember literally texting you on a weekday being like, is it true? And you were like, LOL, and sent a picture of your belly. That's how you told me.
Amazing work for me, because I remember I was senior year of high school, and I remember people would ask me in person because like once the rumor got out, they would be like, are you pregnant? And I'd be like, nah. But like
Yeah.
me, I'm like 8 months pregnant.
Yeah.
Like I just had a big
Which
sweater
is
on.
so hilarious. I literally can't
Yeah,
fathom.
you
I
were
was
in a gray
Kylie
hoodie
Jenner
in the
picture.
before Kylie Jenner does.
Yeah, absolutely.
The OG Kylie.
I remember the picture that you posted to announce of
Yeah,
you
it
and
was
Shay
Like, it was like Christmas.
In
in the
December,
mirror.
yeah.
Yeah.
And then she was born literally like 6 weeks later.
in
Honestly,
February.
what a slay.
Yeah. Yeah.
slay.
So I
Not
do
recommended.
Yeah.
Sorry.
We're
Teens
not,
don't.
We're not promoting teen pregnancy.
We don't promote it, but we do support it if it happens.
Slay.
Yeah.
Of course.
I mean, if you have to do it in a slay way.
If you have to do it, be like Lexi.
Yeah, hide it for 8 months.
She
and don't
does a
tell
great
anyone.
job. Yeah.
No, I do think that in the discussion of having more, you don't have any of the fear of the unknown. So while it's slightly scarier because you know the pain that can come from childbirth, you know, some of the more uncomfortable parts of pregnancy, there's also that little part of me that since the day I had him, I'm like, the competitive part of me is like, I want to do it again. I'll be so good at it this time.
Yeah.
Like,
And you are good at it the second time.
yeah, and
you
the
do get
puking
it.
won't scare me as bad because I know it comes to an end.
Yeah.
Delivery, I know that euphoric feeling is coming. I'm going to push better. Postpartum depression, I know it doesn't last forever, so I'm just going to soak up my baby. I'm going to know how to put on a diaper. I'm going to know how to give my baby a bath. I'm going to know that he won't get hurt if I hand him to someone and go take a shower.
Right.
Like all of that stuff that's really hard your first time. Obviously, depression can strike at any pregnancy, so I'm not saying, don't worry, it'll be a breeze. But I know for me, the thought of doing it again with a little more experience is exciting a little.
Right. It's like comforting a little
Yes.
bit like, oh,
Yeah.
okay.
For
I
sure.
could probably do this.
Yeah.
And it will probably be okay.
Yes. So I have this article from a UK website, a UK magazine called Bounty. But it was pulled from the New York Times that was talking about it in an article called The Perfect Family. And what the article was it took a survey of about 2,000 parents in the UK who asked parents to rank their like lifestyle on a scale of 1 to 10 and then note, how many kids they had, the genders, and then like what issues arose with their children, so that they could come up with this like list of the happiest family numbers, the happiest family groups. And the list was from parental happiness, most happy, to least happy being at the bottom. Number 1, most happy, 2 girls. Slay. Me wanting to have another. I'm like, perfect. I'm going to ruin all of this. 2, 1 boy, 1 girl.
Slay.
Double slay.
Double slay, as we have more. 3, potentially Macy, 2 boys. Just 2 boys.
Okay.
4, 3 girls. 5, 3 boys, which I would love to get into that in a moment. Why the girls are always higher than the boys, except 5, 4 boys. 7, 2 girls, 1 boy. 8, 2 boys and 1 girl. 9, 3 boys and a girl. God bless. 10, 3 girls and 1 boy. 11, 2 boys and 2 girls. And then 12, least happy being 4 girls. So I think it's really interesting. I loved the article, but the people who had 2 girls noted ease of care, because girls genuinely having girls is easier. Like
Absolutely.
as far as the little years, right? I think as girls age, they get much harder
Absolutely.
in the like preteen, teenage
Teenager.
years. I think that's way harder. I'd rather have a teenage boy than I would have a teenage girl. But for the main moments that you're in parenting, which is like the littles that you remember the most, girls are easier. Girls are quieter. Girls don't hurt themselves intentionally. Girls aren't as insane. Like they're more nurturing.
They don't just make mess to make mess.
Yes, they're just easier. I think little girls are just easier. But they also said compatibility. So 2 girls get along, supposedly because of this article, 2 girls get along better than 2 boys do. One that I thought was interesting was helps around the house. So when you have girls, they help out a lot more.
But also teach your boys to help around the house.
I also
Absolutely
think the
teach them.
hack
Yeah.
is to have a Virgo boy. August will clean up messes all day long. And I can only attribute that to being a Virgo.
I also think it
Because same.
helps though that he has an older sister. Like he's watching Violet do it. So he knows
This,
like this is what
This is
Violet
how I'm
does. So
gonna act.
that's normal. It's not normal to not help, which boy moms, if you're out there, which you are,
teach your boys to help.
they should also be helping. But it's just like the innate like instinct of a girl to help,
Oh,
of a girl
absolutely.
to clean, of a girl to do those things. It's just genetics. And they generally like each other better. 2 girls make for the most harmonious family life, as they are unlikely to fight, will play nicely, and are generally a pleasure to be around. This sounds so British. 2 girls rarely annoy their parents.
Say it in a British accent.
2 girls rarely annoy their parents with too much noise. Right?
They make
Until they're
trumpets.
older.
They drink
Yes.
tea.
Wait till they get to their Justin Bieber years.
They confide in their parents more, which because girls love to talk.
Yes.
Oh yeah.
Of course they confide in their moms typically.
We're going to yap.
But it's because they want somebody to hear. They want to talk to their parents. And then unlikely to wind each other up or ignore each other, which I think is dependent on the
I was
child.
also going to say 2 girls don't fight as much. That's growing up with you and your sister. That's crazy to me.
Yeah.
I think
But
the
maybe-
age gap is important.
Yeah.
And I also think
My girl's having my exact age gap with my sister.
I don't have girl daughters, but I have a sister
Mm-hmm.
only. So I grew up in a 2-girl household. We argued. We didn't physically fight.
Yeah.
Boys wrestle, I think.
They like punch each other
Yeah.
and like punch walls and
Yeah.
doors. But sidebar, what I think is really funny about this article is nowhere on that list is a only child. Like they literally said those
Yes.
people are so unhappy, we
Yes.
cannot rank them.
Which I think is interesting because first off, I got this article originally from a TikTok, which we can link, but she was the one who brought it to my attention. I sent it to you guys. I was like, this is so interesting. And all the comments were like, they don't include only children because we aren't happy. Like so many of them are like grateful for having siblings. Like all of
Right.
the comments are like, I would do anything for my siblings. Like to go through it together is like the most important thing.
There's that quote that's
I'm
like,
not saying that only children are always unhappy. I just that's what the context of my TikTok.
Consensus.
no, there's that thing
was.
that's like you meet your spouse too late in life and you lose your parents too early,
Mm-hmm.
but you like your siblings the only person you have pretty
From
much your
start
whole
to
life.
finish. Yeah.
I
Yeah.
love that. That's
Yeah.
so cute. Which makes me want to have 30,000 more children.
I know. That's why I always, Violet and August, they fight a lot. I think that has to do with their 5.5-year age gap because big sister wants none of little brother's shenanigans. And they fight a lot. But I'm always like, you guys are the only people you have for the rest of your lives, just to try to like get them to get along. And it does not help at all. So
One thing about the list that I think is super interesting is that girls, like the solid like whole groups of girls are always ranked above the boys until we get to 4s. Because at 4s, it's like 4 girls is too much, which I think is interesting. I'm like, what?
I think that's
What makes 4 girls? Because 3 girls is 4. 4 girls is 12. So like why?
I think that's when you start to get into the fights like, oh, I want to be this princess, but I want to be this princess too. And so you have to have 4 separate princesses. And also at that point, you're paying for 4 proms, 4 cars, 4 weddings.
Right. 4 weddings, slay. What a wonderful TLC
God.
show.
I love that show. Shout out. It is on Hulu.
Shout out 4 weddings.
Oh, I've got plans.
Oh,
I fall asleep to it every night.
I do
Slay.
think for girls, going back to age gap, unless you are popping them out, you inevitably have a pretty big one.
Yeah.
And as someone who had a sister, we were close in age, like 27 months.
Mm-hmm.
But we had years where, like, when she started talking to boys and I couldn't, so much tension because I'm so jealous. When she started shaving her legs and I didn't, like, so mad. So I do think at 4, it's impossible not to have a dynamic where someone is the baby who feels left out.
Yeah.
Or someone isn't cool enough, or someone is going to college and leaving the other. Like,
Yeah.
I just think 4 of any sibling group is sad because you're further apart unless your mom just like
Except
really popped
maybe
them out.
boys, because apparently like 4 boys like is 6. Like it's higher up than everything, but it's probably because they don't care like
Right.
about the competition, like as far as
There's
like
really none of that.
that hatred that like the envy that girls feel for their sisters sometimes, especially as the younger sister.
If I have 4 boys, I'm buying them instruments and they will be a band for me.
That's what Shay's
they
family
will be
did.
the Jonas Brothers.
They have
Yeah.
a literal music room because that's how they kept them from killing each other.
I
Yeah.
have cousins. They had 4 boys. Only 2 of them were in the band, but they were in a band. Like
Okay.
the band that toured, like became a real band. So
She's like,
Shout
not to
out,
flex.
plug
but-
here.
yeah, Big Time Rush.
She's like, they were Big Time Rush.
Yeah.
Something. Oh, what I've gotten a lot. So then this was unrelated because I didn't know we were starting a podcast literally last week. But I had posted on my story. I was like, if you have 3, what made you make the jump from 2 to 3? Because we've been talking about it so much that I'm like, yes, I want a 3rd. But a lot of people who tell me that they have 3 are like, 2 is great. You should keep 2 because 2's like perfect. But then a lot of the comments I got were not from moms. They were from siblings of 3. And they all said that the middle sibling was who kept everyone together. Like the oldest goes to college. Well, the older 2 have a relationship. They still stay in touch. And they're kind of the reason that the older one in college comes home, right? Because they're close with the middle sibling. Well, that makes them all close because now they're all hanging out together. And then the 2 youngers that aren't in college are like left to bond together. And then that's when they get closer, is because
Now
you know,
middle
the
is
3rd
big
one's
sister.
not there. And then, so I feel the consensus is like 3's the way to
okay.
go. But this is telling me 2.
And I just can't
I'm
imagine.
already 1. How could I let myself fall to potentially 4 or 12?
Right.
Well, let's not forget, life is what you make it. So let's make it great. Is that the lyric?
Rock. Let's make it rock.
Let's make it rock. Will we get copyrighted?
Not you misquoting my girl Han.
I know. Sorry, Han.
Let's
Can't
make
even
it rock.
win. About to have a 20th year reunion or something.
No, what I was gonna say
Talk
is that
about old.
you will never regret a kid you had.
Yeah.
There's gonna be comments of people that say I regret a kid I had.
Yeah.
Maybe you will. I think if you decide not to have a kid and then you're like 30 years from now, you're not going to say, I'm so glad my husband and I were never outnumbered and we never had too crazy of a car and we got that extra year of sleep. I think you'd say we could have done the 3rd baby we wanted.
Right, we're kind of bored now. And also, can you imagine never buying newborn clothes ever
And
again?
that leads me to my next question, which is why does it feel so hard to be done?
Ugh.
And I think just in general, going back to like as a woman who knows that they want to be moms, because I know there are women out there who don't want to have kids. Totally
Shout
fine.
out to you, Slay.
Yes, absolutely, that's you. But as a person who grew up, knew she wanted to be a mom, like I was like, I don't care what else I am, I want to be a mom. The idea of like closing the motherhood chapter is so immensely sad to me that I can't think about it. Like,
Yeah.
I know I'm not done at 2, mainly because I don't feel like I ever had the time to like, with my pregnancy with Teddy, I didn't say goodbye to like all of the things of pregnancy and newborn and all the little moments again, like like the newborn scrunch, like all of those things. And I think it's because we're so connected through TikTok too, that like I see people going through these journeys, these postpartum, these newborn journeys, and I'm like, I can't be done. I can't, like, it's not my time, which is like a great sign to like, okay, have more kids.
I think,
But I don't even know that after having a third, I'll be like, okay, like it's
so fleeting.
so heart-wrenching
yeah,
to know that this chapter will soon end.
I think it's one of those things too. Postpartum, you feel so unlike yourself, and especially if it's your first time, it feels so unfamiliar. But then at the exact same time, this feeling of like, I was meant to do this, and I know this baby so well, and so much of this is instinctual for me. Like, if you're someone that doesn't feel super connected to your femininity on a normal basis, it's almost impossible not to feel connected to it during pregnancy or newborn stage. So it's kind of hard, like in a world that's pushing women to go, have a side hustle, do this. We don't have a lot of time to like sit in our feminine energy. And I think saying goodbye to that chapter, you're like, but I know for those 6 weeks, I'm a mom before all else.
And the world lets you,
Yeah.
because it's expected of new parents is like to stop and pause and be in
most
that
cases,
moment.
if you're lucky. I will say that's not the case for everyone, and that sucks. It
Yeah.
should be the case for everyone. But
Yeah.
You should have a year to pause.
Yeah.
at least.
The
At
fact that we're
least.
even saying 6 weeks is going to like put some people into a coma, because they're like, what do you mean it's not
I got
18
a
months?
week. Oh, well,
And
yeah.
Or
some people are gonna be like, "Oh, I had 2 days."
Yeah.
Yeah,
And
which
I
is
had to
awful,
go right back.
and I'm
I
so
got
sorry.
home from the hospital, and
Yeah.
they were like, "Put your boots on."
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I think the beauty of knowing that you are going to have another, like, is double-edged sword, right? Like, it's like invigorating, because you're like, okay, I'm not done. I know there's going to be one more. I know we're going to have another baby. Like, we'll get to do it all again. It's not over yet. But then if you know, like, especially your first baby, going in knowing that you're going to eventually have a second, it's like there's a clock. It's like there's this like ticking clock behind you that's like, when? Like, well, you can't plan this trip, because what if you're pregnant? Like, this could interfere with XYZ. You can't do this yet until you have your next baby. Like,
Right.
so I think that will be nice to let go of when you are ready to be done having babies. Like, the like calm, the peace in knowing that like, okay, I don't have to like merge my entire life
You
for
don't have
this
to
one thing anymore.
You know,
plan
it'd be
certain
stressful though if you are done. Like, accidents still happen.
Oh,
Right
I
now, if an
know.
accident happened, you're like, yeah, we're still planning at some point.
I welcome
If
an
you-
accident.
Like,
every
if you
day.
say you're fully done,
Yeah.
and then you got pregnant,
Aw.
And then
What
well,
a
yeah,
shame.
but like, what if like financially you're
Right.
like, we cannot afford another baby, and
Right.
then it accident. Like right now, if you had another, you're like, we kind of budgeted for this at some
Yeah.
point.
Yeah.
Mhm.
If you financially were like, oh
This is it.
yeah,
And this was not it.
yeah,
Right.
I get the stress, I get the pain, but I'm so impulsive, like we have discussed. I love things happening immediately, that if I had an oopsie baby, which you know for damn sure I have not had an oopsie baby, it's been, planned to the nines, but if I had an oopsie baby, I'm like, bring it in, baby.
We also should talk about if you have a name you want to use.
Ugh.
That can be motivation to like, I'm
Oh,
not done. I still
absolutely.
have a name I want to use.
I have like 92
That was me
names.
with Teddy.
Yeah.
I was like, I have to have another girl because she's Teddy.
I have no surefire names. Like, it was hard for me to even come up with the one I have. So that's not a motivator for me.
Boy
but I
names
know
are
it
harder,
could
though.
be.
Boy
I
names
don't
are
even have a
very
girl
hard.
name I would
Oh,
use if I
yeah.
got pregnant. I just like, it's hard for me. I mean, obviously.
I have about
it's-
800,000 girl names that anyone can use, which you guys are probably like, you have weird kid names anyways, but
No, but once you have one, you do set the tone. Then you can't just pick any.
okay, but when you
Oh,
have
absolutely.
two, now you have a pattern.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like when you have your first, it's like, at least with your second, you can either go very similar or you can go very different. When you
Yeah.
have your third, you kind of have to follow the pattern that you've
Follow
dealt for
in line.
yourself,
Yep.
because you can't have two similar and one random.
Yeah.
Like if you pick another J name, you're stuck with J names for the 3.
yeah.
You can't go non-J.
Yeah. I can't pick another J name.
Yeah, I'm
I'm stuck in colors. My third one will have to have a color somewhere.
Which is
in its
cute.
name.
Yeah.
I'm stuck on boy names for girls.
Yeah.
It's just the vibe. But I like that trend anyway, so I'll have another. And then I think the last question for this topic is, what is our absolute if I got, let's say we're here, I have this many kids. If I got pregnant again, please just end it for me. Like, I'm out. Take me out of this world. I'm done. Like, you can't risk it.
5 would be too many for me.
Right.
Genuinely
Agree.
think 4 is my number. I think 4 would be too many for me. 4 is so many.
So you're good with 3.
I'm good with 3. 4
and
is
like
taking it a step.
after this number, like vasectomy's got to happen.
And
or
listen, 3 is my max. 4 is an oopsie. If I get to 4, it's an oopsie, but I'm not pissed.
I think it depends
5,
on how
5
close.
is crazy.
check on me.
4 maybe if they're like further apart, but like if they like I just had my 3rd and then like my 4th one's gonna pop out, you know, like a year later. No, thank you.
Yeah, I want my oopsie to be when I'm 40. I want all my teen
Let's
kids
talk about
to
our
help me.
biggest fear being like, okay, one more.
Those are my teens babies, not mine.
Okay, Duggars. Okay, Michelle.
Yeah.
Get it.
Sued.
But like also the thought of being done and then having multiples and then having twins, being like, okay, this is the last baby. I have a friend at work who had a daughter like early in life, got remarried, had a different baby, had this second child with her new husband. She was done at 2. Her husband wanted one more because this was only his first child. So she was like, okay, fine. They get pregnant, twins.
Nope.
Twins, automatically 4.
Take
Going
me out.
from 2 to 4. Kill
It's
me.
more likely later in life. I only know that because when Leslie Knope gets pregnant on Parks and Rec,
Yeah.
she says, "See, babe, I told you we had plenty of time." And the doctor says, "No, this is what I call a going out of business sale."
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
your eggs are like raring to go.
They're like trying
Yeah.
to get pregnant. I'm going to push out as many chances as I
I
can.
wonder if that's also tied to a woman's libido increases as she ages.
Actually, that's
God
due-
willing.
That's due to menopause because your hormones change as you get like our hormones change in a different way. Like we lose the like emotional mental block and then
And
it's
you're like,
just
yeah, let's just do
straight.
it.
It's like animalistic at that point.
Right. It's like I don't need you to love me anymore.
Like it doesn't
No
matter.
worries.
How
Yeah.
you feel, not my problem.
Right. Yeah.
My mom had a friend whose mom, so
Sorry.
a grandmother, she said that she was like very into it with her husband still, but she got so cold that she just took one of her long sleeve 90s and cut the bottom off.
Oh my gosh. She's like, this is my get ready to go.
Yeah. That's her
Granny's go
lingerie.
When I have my
gown.
long sleeve moo on, you know I'm game. Yeah. That's what she's saying.
That's
Okay.
so funny.
I think that's all for sorry, that was a really long topic, but we have one more segment that we would like to call Be So For Real.
Be so for real.
And it's basically like a hot take situation. So
but
the hot take that we wanted to discuss today was screen time is not the enemy. Was our hot take. So that kind of is a hot take in itself. So we're gonna
I will say
Explain.
I watched so many hours of SpongeBob as a kid, and
Mhm.
I think I am who I am because of the hours I put in with SpongeBob. Like
Our humor.
this humor without 72 hours of SpongeBob a week
yeah.
couldn't exist.
We were built on SpongeBob humor. And unfortunately, if you weren't, you probably don't like us because
And that's
like,
okay. We probably
it's
don't like
what
you
it all
either.
stems from. Like truly, like that's where I learned what things are funny to me is through SpongeBob.
because it's so stupid that it's just like
so
that's
Dumb, but I'm
hilarious.
like, yes, it's like the perfect tap into like childhood, just dumb humor.
Yeah.
But we turned out fine, and like
relative. All of us on medication.
Yeah.
and we turned out great. But comparatively,
Right.
we're successful adults.
We
are moms and wives, and we have mortgages. So I would say that's successful, right? That's measured
Absolutely.
success
It could
in
be
some way.
worse.
But yeah, I was talking to my husband about this, and I was like, we were talking about screen time. And I was like, people are so hated. Like people hate on screen time so much as if we didn't have desktop computers in our kitchens growing up that we spent hours watching stupid YouTube on all the time.
Absolutely.
And we grew up in this day and age of like, we kind of had the best of both worlds. We had the best of like, okay, go outside and play parts of our childhood. And then we also had the internet is now a thing, part of our childhood. And And we were lucky enough that like social media wasn't a thing until we were genuinely old enough to use it. Like we had Facebook in 2009, which was like 6th grade, 5th or 6th grade for us.
Right.
Which like a 5th or 6th grader shouldn't be on Facebook. I agree. But at the time, Facebook then was not what it is now. It was those little stupid ass buttons.
You like poke people and play Farmville, and you also didn't know how to use it to the extent that like people use it now. Like we just posted stupid stuff like, oh, I ate a yellow crayon today. What did you do?
Yeah. What did Travis Kelce say? I didn't know squirrels ate bread or something on Twitter. And I'm like, that's what Twitter was for, though. It wasn't like, did you see who wrote this and blah, blah, blah. Like, it was just like, I was at lunch and I saw this squirrel eating bread and I thought that was cool. So I'm going to post it.
Well, that's what I would say. I would argue that people who are so passionate about no screens for kids, like, let's take that same passion for everybody. Like, we're all too addicted to the phone. So, like, if you are constantly letting your kid look at a screen of some kind, obviously not good. Same for you. Like, if your screen time on your phone is 9 hours, not good.
Get in check.
So I think
Absolutely.
And then like social media is a different conversation because it is more dangerous than it was for us. Like it was harmless. Now it is harmful. Obviously there are crazy sad stats about suicidal ideation and self-harm and poor self-esteem related to social media. So that's different. But if you're the kind of person who thinks, I never want my baby to even be in the same room as a TV that's turned on, it's not practical for the world we live in. So you have to modify a little.
And also you're telling me that your child is screen free, like on your screen. Like you're telling me that on social media.
Facebook,
like you're using
you're
your
flexing that
TikTok
now.
vlog to tell me that your house is screen free.
Yeah.
How are you posting this?
And I would
And
argue
editing this?
that it's more, I mean, I don't have science to back this up, but that it's worse for your child to remember their childhood as you being glued to your screen and not looking and interacting with them than it is for them to watch Miss Rachel for 15 minutes when they've been screaming in the car for 3 hours and you just need a break.
And I think low STEM screen time does exist, and people have seen the statistics of why screen time before a certain age is not good at all, and then the effects it can have at certain increments of time as they age, which is why there are low STEM TV shows now, and there are low STEM YouTube videos, and there are educational things that are beneficial to the child as long as they are not consistently in front of it. Like that shouldn't be their entire day is watching Miss Rachel. However, Miss Rachel is developmentally appropriate for a certain age group of kids, and it is essentially similar to having somebody FaceTime your child.
Yeah,
Right.
I'm
Like,
like my
it's the
kid
same
has no
thing.
interest. We haven't really shown him screens, but he has no interest in screens. So I don't have like a dog in the race yet. But I do think, like I said, it's unrealistic to think they will never see.
It's
a
like
screen.
when you have a child and you never let them have sugar, and then they get to the age where they're going to go over to their friend's house and they're going to have sugar, and then they're going to like overdo it on sugar. The same is going to apply to screens. One day they're going to have friends. Those friends are going to have screens, and then they're going to dedicate their time to watching their friends' screens. Like they're going to get it either way. So teach them healthy habits.
Yeah, they become obsessed with it.
Teach them to use screens like appropriately, and then you don't run into those issues. But going from zero and then like setting them in a situation where they can have access to screens is never, I mean,
Also,
they're just going to obsess over it.
as someone with a kid who does not sleep, thank God I can turn on Brooklyn Nine-Nine and my kid doesn't freak out, because there are many a night that I have to stay awake because he is playing or won't sleep or needs rock to sleep or whatever it may be. And I'm glad that I can mentally stimulate myself in some way, you know?
Right. Because it helps to not only just pass the time, but to take yourself out of your head a little bit. Like, oh, I am not stuck in this loop of I'm never going to sleep again.
Yeah.
I'm like doing something.
Yeah. I'm on a date with Jake Peralta.
Specifically
And would
that.
be every night.
And I've always said that.
I've always said that.
Also as like I teach 5th graders, so 10 turning 11, we get a lot of different parenting styles. I feel like with social media and with electronics and devices and things like that, we have like the very far to one side parent who are unrealistic about screens, and they are upset that their kids' assignments are on Chromebooks, which in my district, Chromebooks are given to kids for the first time in 5th grade, and they get to keep them until they're graduated in high school. Like, they get them, they get to purchase them themselves, whatever. But the parents who see no value in the technology, also an issue. Like, genuinely
Absolutely.
also a problem, because they have an issue with not doing paper, pencil, everything. But if your child never learns to type, then we have a separate issue. Like, then that's something totally different. Or if your child isn't, there are so many benefits to technology. Like, in our STEAM classes, they learn how to code. Like, I have 10-year-olds who know how to code in school. Like, how beneficial will that be to them in the workforce one day? We won't know until they're there. But also, what if we're the only school that's not?
Yeah.
And then our kids are behind because we are a no technology ever school. And I think that does nothing but put them further behind as well. So I think teaching them the tools of using the technology is super important. Today in class, literally, we talked about using reliable sources on the internet and using them to research to like find, topics or facts to support your claim or whatever. All of those things are so important. And the parents that are so like, I would rather my child only do paper pencil, like you're also doing your child a disservice by like never letting them experience technology in the ways that it can be positive.
Because
Sadly,
we use technology in all aspects of life now.
Mm-hmm.
Like that's the day and age we live in. There's not a day that goes by where, like, at least in my job, where I don't use some form of technology.
And I'm grateful for it.
Like every
If
job.
Target Drive Up didn't exist, I'd be over. Like,
well, you can't not be media literate anymore.
Right.
Or, you have to have digital literacy. You have to know how to decipher what's real, what's the real source.
mm-hmm.
All of that's very important for the day and age we live in. And then no matter what career path you take, whether that is more of a trade or going to a university, some aspect of that will be online.
Mm-hmm.
Like, whether it's literally just the application or whether it's all your coursework, you have to be familiar. That's just part of the world we live in.
And
The
I think we're
website
going
you
to
are
be
working on. Yeah.
I think we're going to be like the most educated generation of parents, because we are inherently more media literate than those generations above us, because there are also parents on the other side that are like, I don't get it. I don't know what TikTok is. I don't understand it. They allow their child to be on it with no ramifications, no boundaries, no parental controls, nothing. And then they're also just like, well, I don't know what she does on that phone when she's in her room. Like, also not okay.
Dangerous.
Also
Very
not
dangerous.
okay.
Very dangerous. And also the generations above us who have a hard time differentiating AI from reality.
Including myself sometimes. I'm not going to lie.
Like
It's getting good.
The video of the bunnies on the trampolines, real.
It's getting good.
Real.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, that's what I was going to say. We might be the smartest. The generations after us are cooked because ChatGPT is raising their baby.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely cooked.
And getting them through college.
Except for Miss Kim K.
Not enough. Oh, yeah. Except
Sued.
for Miss Girl couldn't pass
She'll
that
get
bar
there.
exam.
She's fine.
I don't think we support Kim. Not on this podcast. Sorry.
Oh, I like him.
I'm Team Taylor all the way.
Oh, I think they've squashed the beef.
Thank you, Amy, being released a year and a half ago.
I think Thank You, Amy's more about Kanye.
I think
Her
above
name's
all
in the
else,
title.
Kim's not my gal.
She's not a good
but
person.
Yeah.
She's
I'll
not my
stand on
gal.
it. Yeah.
I think she's fine.
I'll stand on it. Not a good
The
person.
duality of women.
Yeah.
Anything else about screen time before we do our call from the nap line?
No.
No. I
Let's-
think we
let's
could
call.
do social media in a different episode, because we could
Yes,
get into
absolutely.
that all day long.
Yeah.
So my thought for the nap line was that we call one of your husbands and we ask them their limit on how many babies that they will allow you to have.
Who's up?
You can do Logan.
Okay.
He's in the other room.
Yeah, it'll be really cute. Hello, you are on the pod,
The nap
on the
line.
nap line. We are calling to ask you and it's okay that Jess is in the back. If
Yep.
money was no object, how many children would you want?
If money was no object,
Like if financial
Means didn't exist.
struggles are not contributing to the equation.
probably 4.
Wow.
They're aligned.
Ding.
3, 4.
Yeah, we're aligned.
They're
We're a
colluding.
match.
That's assuming I had I could hire.
That's assuming somebody else raises them.
3, 4. I think after a certain number, you just can't emotionally give everybody what they need. So.
Look at him.
That's Logan on the line. He's also our lights guy, our sound guy, our editor. He's great. That's my baby.
Our
crying.
babysitter.
Arby's
All right.
connoisseur.
Thanks, love.
Sure.
Sure.
He's like, finish.
He's
Finish.
like, and how much longer?
Yeah.
Okay, well, I guess you guys can stay married.
Yes.
It's fine.
We are aligned.
No
The
worries.
stars have aligned.
Speaking of husbands, our next episode that we will give you a little tune in for, our main topic is going to be the flex of not marrying a loser.
Hell yeah.
Um,
Important.
Very
which-
important.
So,
Or having children with if you're not
right,
married.
you don't have to be married
That's
to
fine.
have kids. However,
Be choosy.
it is my favorite topic to discuss. I love talking about not marrying a fucking loser. It's my favorite.
And if you are married to a fucking loser, you have options.
You have ways out or ways to train them if you're
Right.
opposed to getting divorced to them. So we'll give you all of our tips and tricks in the next episode. We also are going to do another Mount Rushmore segment next episode. And our theme for that is going to be things that start with the letter S.
Hmm.
So our top
Stay tuned.
4 motherly things that start with the letter S.
Cool.
So
Okay, let's do a little recap. What am I thinking? Like Blue's Clues style. So today we learned about Michaela's Crazy Monday. We learned that August thinks that soldiers are scary and that I almost became one. We learned about
girls are the best.
Yes, about how you should have 2 girls. If you currently have 2 girls, stop. If you have 4 girls, get on medicine.
And if you have boys, I'm sorry.
You're just
They're
out of luck.
hard. They're just
Especially,
the worst.
well, at least in Britain.
Yeah.
In Britain, you're
Yeah.
cooked.
Actually, this entire thing means nothing because it's not American children.
We learned that this episode was a joke.
Yeah.
We learned that
Vaginal and natural, not the same word.
no, and that none of us are done having kids.
Yes.
Perhaps.
There's more to come.
And
We
that
learned-
eventually our podcast is going to be called Everybody's Grounded. so no
Everybody's
one steal
Grounded.
that name.
And then someday soon, to our husband's delight, we will have better libido.
Yes.
Yeah.
Me so horny.
Long sleeve, bottomless muumuus will be on the Christmas
We
list
will sell them. They'll be our merch.
within the next few years.
We probably won't like them because our emotions go away. But
Right.
that's okay because
But it
they
won't
just
matter.
want the sex anyways.
Yeah.
Yes.
No worries.
We learned about
Screen time is not the enemy.
Yeah. That and maybe ChatGPT is.
Yeah. And also Macy's Team Kim? Question mark.
No, Macy just doesn't have any real enemies.
Macy loves all.
Yeah. Yeah.
We learned that Macy is Team Kim and her husband and her agree that they are in fact going to have 4 children.
Yeah.
We'll be waiting.
We're aligned.
Yeah.
We're aligned.
She's pregnant with triplets.
Yeah, we learned that next time I get pregnant, it'll be triplets.
It'll be triplets so they
that
can be done.
Yeah, I can reach my goal. Is that everything?
That's all.
And
Okay.
that's all.
So all of that and
No,
one
one
napped.
napped.
bye.